Good morning, good afternoon, good evening. Whenever this video finds you, I hope you're having a rad time. I'm the Figure Dude, and on today's Work in Progress Wednesday, we have not one, not two, not three, not four, but five Will Ospreay customs. Without further ado, let's talk about some figures. Dude. Welcome back. Like I said, today I'm working on a bunch of Will Ospreays, and I think almost all of these, maybe one, I don't know. Probably all these are going to be for sale at some point. And if you're interested in getting a Will Ospreay custom, I would suggest that you follow me on Instagram, because I guess this video would be coming out afterwards. These might make their way to Instagram and be sold before this video is posted. Just kind of depends on how things line up as far as scheduling videos and all that. But anyway, even if you're not here to buy one, I know you're here to see some Will Ospreay customs. So I've got 3 different attires that I'm going to do. I'm going to be making 2. So for sure, I've got some leftovers from this. I made a G1 Climax in like his teal attire. I believe it was the G1 Climax he wore. It's like a teal and black attire, and I made that once. I sold off that version, and that was one that kind of like sat longer. I think it's a really cool looking attire because it's different. But I don't know, maybe not everyone has that same opinion. So that is going to be one. That's going to be a lot of fun. Like, I really liked how that looked. The 2 in the middle here are going to be what we've kind of seen him wearing in AEW, and I don't even know how to explain that attire. It would be, there's a lot going on. There's always a lot going on with his. It's going to be kind of like a whitish, grayish attire. There's a lot of detail in it. It's going to be a hassle getting all of the decals and everything, but they're going to look awesome. And then these last 2, these are a little bit simpler. Maybe I was wrong. This is from a Pro Wrestling Noah. That's where he wore that attire. This gray attire that I'm going to be doing here is from the G1 Climax. It was gray, and then it just had like some gray design on it. So I'm going to be painting the legs gray on most of these. So these are going to have a dark gray base. These will also have a dark gray base, and this one is just going to be painted the teal color. So with all of these, obviously you can see these are Seth Rollins legs. If you follow the channel, if you've seen the unboxing, you know that I load up on Rollins figures when I get the chance. So this work in progress ones, it doesn't even put a dent in all of that. We've got a lot to get to, but first thing I'm gonna do it off camera. I'm gonna spray all of these with white primer. I've already sanded down the joints on these guys, so I've sanded like up, I popped the legs off, sanded up in here, and then let's see how well you can see. Like you can tell a little bit, maybe. The whole point of sanding it was so you couldn't tell that it was rubbing, so it should be pretty smooth. There's a little bit. But anyway, I'll stop yapping. Let's get to it. All right, here we go. So first thing with all of these, I'm going to have to paint the base layer. So for his early AEW attire, I'm going to do a base layer of gray. And then for the Noah attire, it's going to be kind of a, I think the color's like Atlantis or Caribbean. I can't remember exactly. And then the other ones are going to just be a dark gray. So I'm going to paint a bunch of layers, and unfortunately I don't have a good Vallejo gray right now, so I'm still going to be using my Apple Barrel, which the gray cover's decent, but it's not ideal, so I will switch over to that eventually, but it is going to work for today, especially with the primer and everything. I've sanded down between the knee joints as well, so things shouldn't rub really when I'm articulating, but we've got a lot of prepping, so really I'm not gonna sit here talk the whole time. It's a lot of work today, so it's gonna be a lot of rinse and repeat. So base layer, decals, redo. So you guys are gonna see that. Obviously, going through, I'll chime in every now and then, but I don't need to tell you over and over that I'm going to paint the base layer and then I'm going to do decals. So I'll let the time lapse take it away. For the decals, same process as always. I soak them in water. I do have a new tweezers that you pinch it to open it. So I just put the decal in there, let it sit in the water. That way I don't lose it and have to like chase it around in the water. And then when I take it out, I obviously just place it, let it go, and then it sits pretty nicely. Always the same process. Water. I do micro set on the legs, and especially when I use a real big one like this on the thighs that'll cover the whole thing. Micro set, I will pat it a little bit to get most of it to stick, and then I will use a hair dryer to get it to kind of melt and suck to the or like warp to the thigh. That way it's not all creased up and bent and everything. So this Noah one I have done before and I sold it, and I love the color scheme and everything. I love the white with the black, just the contrast of all the colors I think looks awesome. Really all of Osprey's attires are awesome. There's so much to them. And of course the AEW one we're getting is gonna just be that Forbidden Door attire that has like the least amount of detail, but at least we're getting it, and I'm sure we're gonna get plenty more. So for the beards and the hair on all of these Ospreys, I used the Apple Barrel Territorial Beige color. I feel like it gives him that like blondish look that we're going for, and it's still not too dark because he's got a beard obviously, but it's not like super thick. So I feel like this paint is a good choice for that, and that's what I've always used on my Ospreys. Alrighty, time to wrap things up with my Will Ospreys here, and I did this last weekend after All In pick up the exclusive Will Ospreay, the 1 in 3,000 in his white All In attire from I think it was last year. The soft goods coat I think looks fantastic. I really didn't look at the figure much before I ordered it. I have not ordered the normal one that has, I say normal, the one that is in the unmatched wave. I think I'd rather just make another custom for myself. I don't like the sculpts that we have for Will Ospreay, especially considering we've gotten so many from people in the community. I like House 14s or Craniacs. Riot Zoo, I think has, I'm trying to think. Yeah, Riot Zoo has a nice one. Hederation, obviously, that is where I get all mine from. I think the ones Hederation has that I have painted personally far and away are better than what we've gotten or what we've seen in the renders from Jazzwares, but I'll wait and see until I get it all in hand. But as far as mine going here today, a lot of work. It was a lot of fun. I'm really happy with how they came out. I wasn't sure how this gray and white attire was going to go once I got to it, but it was relatively simple compared to some of the other ones I've done. All the different head sculpts were fun too. I like this shouting head sculpt a lot, which just happens to be the one from Jazzwares I don't really like. So I'll probably end up just ordering some and some extras to pop on my Jazzwares figure whenever we do actually get it. But there is so we've got this gray attire. I think this was the G1 Climax. And then this is just what he was wearing kind of when he came to AEW. You see tattoos are on there, front and back. So we've got those ones, and then, so we do have 2 sets of those with the original intention of selling, and I'm sure there's still going to be some people interested. I'll put these up for sale on my Instagram at some point this week. I'll get around to it, but these are, I mean, we might get this gray attire since that's what he's worn in AEW, but the other ones are New Japan tires, so if you like those, you might as well hop on them. There are some differences, so I didn't point that out. These ones, we've got one straight, one yelling sculpt, and then the Noah one, we've got one of the longer hair and one of the hair down. And then the last couple, so we've got this one. That was his Pro Wrestling Noah attire. And then this one, I don't remember when he wore. Maybe that was another G1 Climax. Pretty sure. That's a more United Empire attire, which I just had extra decals, so I figured why not go ahead and make that one. That one's got that curly haired sculpt, which I think that might be my favorite one, just with that hairstyle. I don't know, I think they all look pretty good. Like, the likeness is pretty good for them, but I have a lot of fun doing these. I have a ton of Seth Rollins figures that I got specifically for Ospreys, and I've been making some more Rollins customs too, so I'll probably get around and make some more of both. I really like doing the tape on the wrist instead of painting it like I have before. I think that makes it look a lot better, but I don't know. I'd like to know what you guys think. I had a lot of fun. It's a lot of work, but I think they turned out pretty rad, so it's all worth it in the end. But that is going to be it for today for all of my Will Ospreay customs. Like I said, I'll list probably a couple of these. If not, I mean, I don't know. I guess we'll just see if people are interested. Throw them up on Instagram if you're interested. You can reach out. Maybe we can work something out, a trade, or you can just buy them, whatever. I'll quit yapping here. If you made it to the very end, I appreciate it very much. Please continue to like, share, subscribe, and remember, you can't buy happiness, but you can buy more action figures. Figure Dude out.